Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the recent decision that has been taken by the President of United States, Donald Trump, to end birthright citizenship. So we are going to discuss in detail what does the term birthright citizenship stands for and what is going to be its implications, especially on the Indians living in the United States. So let us try to understand and delve deeper into this particular topic. Now we know that just after taking the oath of the office of president, the Donald Trump has signed a flurry of executive order covering a wide range of issues. And one of such orders is to initiate a process that will end the birthright citizenship, which will kick on the January 20th, marking his return to the White House. Now the overall order, in the brief way we can say, it seeks to deny automatic citizenship to the children born in the US whose parents lack any legal immigration status. And if you talk about the Indian American community, that has been one of the fastest growing immigrant community in the country, immigrant population in the United States, will be profoundly impacted by this change. Now let us try to analyze this in more detail. So first of all, if you try to understand what is the Trump's birthright citizenship order all about, so actually in the Constitution of United States, after the 14th Amendment that was done in 1868, it was ensured and clarified that the citizenship status, basically to clarify the citizenship status of the formerly enslaved individual, largely referring to the African American communities. And in this particular amendment, it was ensured that all such persons who are born in the United States or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are the citizens of the United States. Now, before also this particular amendment was questioned and put for the discussion in the Supreme Court. However, in the year 1898, in a verdict in a case related to US versus Wong Kim Ark, referring to a Chinese, we can say Chinese parents, the amendment was upheld by the Supreme Court. And thus it means that this amendment has a perfectly valid legal status, at least as of now. And this is something that the Trump is trying to change. Now, if we talk about the amendment, over a period of time since the 1868, the Supreme Courts as well as the governments of United States, various presidential administration, they have widely interpreted this particular amendment, and the citizenship has been granted to anyone who was born on the US soil. On the other hand, critics argue that we need to do away with such provision, and the reason behind this is simple. They said that this provision has been taken advantage of by the illegal immigrants, or it also has attracted so-called birth tourists for the birth tourism in the United States. Birth tourism simply means that just a few months before delivering of child, the pregnant women from different countries have traveled to the United States with the sole purpose of giving birth to the child there, so that the child can get automatic US citizenship, and then using this they can also try to live permanently and reside permanently in the United States. So actually, if you look at the present proposal put forward by President Trump, as per this, who will not qualify for the US citizenship? So as far as this particular executive order is concerned, at the top of this order it is clearly stated that the privilege of US citizenship does not automatically extend to anyone who is born in the United States. That means two conditions have been put forward here. First of all, when a person's mother was unlawfully present, for example, it can be illegal immigrant, it can be a person who is living in the United States even after the expiry of any valid visa or residence permit in the US, and the father was not a US citizen or lawfully permanent resident. Permanent resident are also what we call as the green card holders. So if mother was unlawfully present in the US and father was neither a citizen nor a lawful permanent resident at the time of birth, then the child who is born will not get the citizenship of the country. The second condition is that if the mother's presence at the time of birth was lawful but of temporary nature. Temporary nature means if the mother has come on a short duration visit visa, for example, it can be tourist visa, it can be the work visa, it can be ETA. Many countries and the citizens are exempted from US visa. So if the mother's presence is lawful but still it is temporary nature, in that case, and also when the father is not a US citizen or the lawful permanent resident, that is a common point in both the conditions. At the time of person's birth, then also the child will not automatically get the US citizenship. That means from this what we can infer is that either of the parent of the child must be either a permanent resident or a US citizen for the child to be granted a automatic citizenship. Now, who will retain the US citizenship? So, obviously, the Trump's executive order specifies that for a child to be born in the US to gain citizenship, there are two conditions. First, at least as I told you, one parent must be a US citizen, and second, a legal permanent resident, as we talked about the green card holder, they also qualify for this, or a member of the US military. If these conditions are fulfilled by either of the parent, then child will be able to get the citizenship, otherwise not. So that is a change that Trump is trying to bring in. Also, other point we have to keep in mind here that the order that has been passed by the president is not retroactive in nature. What it means is it means that all the children who are born till date, since the order comes into effect, their citizenship will not be affected by any way. Retroactive means this, since this order is not retroactive, that means its implementation will only be done after the coming into effect of this particular order. Now, we try to understand the overall impact on the Indian diaspora living in the United States, which we can see is the second largest one after the China. As per the recent report, in the 2018, the total number of Indian residents in the US was 44 lakhs, that is around 4.4 million. The largest group was of China, that is about 50.25 lakh. As of this particular year of 2024, US government had reported a population of over 5.4 million Indian Americans, accounting for 1.4% of the nation's population. And most of these people who are living here are not having a permanent residency status or green card. They are on short duration visas such as S1 visa, F1 visa and all it. Now, it does not mean that just because President Trump has signed the executive order, the implementation of the SIT order can be done without any problems. Rather, it is expected that his executive order is going to face a lot of legal hurdles, legal challenges going forward. At many places, immigration advocates and many agencies, they already have filed a suit or petition against his order because they believe that such kind of order would threaten the children and their families with a lifetime of exclusion from the society and fear of deportation from the only country they have ever known. Because we are talking about such children who are born in the US soil, who have been living for some time at the US soil, and later on, if they are identified, then their citizenship can be revoked or they can be deported. Also, many of the experts, legal luminaries have called this order as illegal because this particular order, they believe, is flouting the dictates of the Constitution of the United States it goes against the overall spirit of the 14th Amendment. It also is something that goes against the congressional intents. This kind of lawmaking falls under the overall, we can say, ambit of the US Congress, not of the US President and long-standing Supreme Court President, because we have discussed earlier already, the 14th Amendment has been upheld by the Supreme Court. So the Constitution and the Congress, not President Trump, dictate who is entitled to the full membership in American society. That is the standpoint of the critics and many immigrant lawyers and advocates who have put a challenge against his particular executive order. So that is all about this particular video. I hope you got the gist of what this entire order is all about. What do we understand in the term of birthright citizenship? So if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it to fellow aspirants as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.